Hey, happy solar eclipse new moon day in Leo. And welcome to the Soulful Psychic. I did this once. Yeah. I was making this video about half an hour to an hour. I don't remember exact time, but half an hour to an hour before the eclipse became at its peak, before it reached its peak, right? Paused it because there was a lot of noise going on outside. Today was very strange. But they decided they were going to cut down a tree behind somebody's home, and it took them literally 6 hours to do so. It was very loud. It was right across the street. Lots of heavy machinery. So there was that. I'm like, well, I'm going to do this between noise, because they go in the back and cut down some more tree, and it would be fairly quiet. And then about every 20 minutes, they come back up and stick it in the wood chipper. So, anywho, so the energy of the eclipse, it's different for everyone, but expect to feel it for a couple of weeks, and you might have already been feeling it. Okay, so the eclipse, the new moon and the sun are both in Leo, okay? Leo is about family, self-worth, so many things. Relationships, being in the spotlight, relationships with yourself, relationships with others. Okay, so it covers a wide range, the Leos, you guys. So there's a lot going on with that. So what the eclipse does, now normally in a new moon you would want to manifest. No, not on an eclipse. No. And I'm living proof of, don't try and do something important, because this was important to me to get this video out way earlier than now. Okay, I really wanted to get it out so much earlier, and they just started with the noise, and I was ready. The second I sat down, they started outside with the noise. So, and you know, if it wasn't that loud, I would have just done it anyway. But anywho, so that was really the universe giving me a kick in the butt and saying, why don't you just sit down and take a deep breath? You'll get to it when it's time to get to it. So, anywho, we don't want to try to manifest anything on this new moon, but what we do want to do is understand that eclipses are about pointing like a laser beam on what needs to be worked on within ourselves. Again, interpersonal relationships, relationships with others, family, arrogance, the me, I thing. And that's human, by the way. It's not just Leos, it's human. So, because Aries can be a lot like that too. And there's nothing wrong with that. It depends on how we utilize those aspects of those signs. All right, so I do write stuff down, because if I don't, I get sidetracked, obviously. So eclipse shines a spotlight on things that need to be worked on, so that we can become more of our authentic selves. Okay, so we've got our moonology. We're going to ignore the manifestation word today. Our moonology deck, oracle deck, new moon in Leo is shine. Okay, self-worth, yes. Shine. For yourself, not others. Okay, so we are going to do a pick a deck. And I already pulled the cards for the first course for the deck number 1. So I have those saved to the side here. So what we're using here today, deck number 1, is going to be the Cat Tarot. Deck number 2 will be our Alien Tarot. Yeah, and it didn't escape me that I picked the Cat Tarot on Leo, on a Leo day. Okay, our Alien Tarot. And our Dog Tarot. Okay. Since I already picked the cards, let me lay them out for you, bring you down. I do need hold on, let me see if I can position my fan closer to me. That's a little better. It's humid. It started to rain. Nice rain. Gonna see a lot of snow in the Northeast this winter, I can guarantee it. It's rained most of the summer. All right, so here we go. 5 cards out. And before we get started, entertainment purposes only use, guys. So this is your pick a deck for the new moon total solar eclipse. And first out was the King of Swords. Second was the moon. Can't make this stuff up. Okay, 4 of Pentacles for card number 3. Card number 4 is 2 of Pentacles. Grounded, grounding energy, earth energy. Okay, and 4 of Swords. And I will save the 3 off the top of the deck. Okay, so first off we have King of Swords. So King of Swords. Now the Queen, she'd be like, all right, off with your head, because she's had enough crap, right? But the King is a little more, he's a little less with the off with your head. He's more about that truth right there. He's also intellectual. Swords are air, are the air energy. So, and actually swords are the Aquarian energy. Okay, intellectual, thinking things through, having a plan, and looking for the truth. Then we have the moon, which is perfect because the moon is about things that are hidden coming to the surface. So maybe you're noticing things. Maybe you're noticing, maybe consciously or even semi-consciously, you've been noticing something that keeps popping up. Say a character defect or a situation that, or a person even, you know, people, places, and things. Maybe you've noticed things coming up, and you're kind of like, yeah, okay, well, I should pay attention to that, and you kind of push it to the side until later. Just a reminder, the universe will do for us what we will not do for ourselves. It's a lot less painful if we just get to it, okay? And, you know, look at whatever it is. And I just want to say that this stuff, this bringing up the old stuff, and making room for the new stuff is not, it doesn't stop. I mean, it can stop if we choose to, you know, if we choose that. But it doesn't have to stop. It shouldn't stop. We should be trying to improve ourselves as much as possible. I strive for perfection, knowing very well that I'm not going to be perfect. I didn't come to this planet to be perfect. But if I'm striving for perfection, then I am doing the best I can. Even the times we feel like we should be doing better, we're still doing the best that we can at that given moment. And then we have the 4 of Pentacles. So that's about the hanging on to that person, place, thing, or situation that we need to look into, that we need to release. And the 2 of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is about juggling many things at once. It's about balance, okay? It can be about making a choice that brings balance. And nobody is ever balanced completely, ever. Again, we didn't come here for that. We came here to strive for that, to strive for more. We're supposed to want more. It doesn't make us greedy because we want more or different. So, 2 of Pentacles, making a choice, finding some balance. So that's about, are we going to choose to, 4 of Pentacles, we're going to choose to let it go, or we're going to keep hanging on to it. And then we have the 4 of Swords. This is the goal, right? Happy home, happy family. Even if it's just you. Happy home, happy family. Okay, so there's a goal in sight. And then after we reach that goal, we'll have another after that. All right, the first card off the top of the deck was the Chariot. Moving through it, moving through it, not around it, under it, over it, through it. And rather quickly, if we choose to do so. And then we have the 9 of Pentacles. I almost said Ace. 9 of Pentacles. That's about reaping what we sow. So the act of admitting, and then the act of accepting that there's things about us that we could change, that we can make better, that we can make different. It's a freedom. That brings us freedom. Nine of Pentacles is about reaping that, about bringing that about. And then we have the Seven of Swords. And, you know, so if the universe has to do it for us, this is how we're going to feel. Like something was taken from us, like something was stolen from us. Nothing's been taken, nothing's been stolen. We need to get out the bad juju to let the good juju in. Better things are waiting. We just have to be willing to let go of, even if it's just one thing. And it's a step-by-step process. Nobody expects anyone to let go of something completely, all at one time. It doesn't work that way. The best we can do is stay diligent and working on ourselves, working on our relationships, whether they're with ourselves or with other people. All right, so that is deck number 1, the Cat Tarot. And next we have the Alien Tarot, deck number 2. First out is the Star. Next out is the Sun. Nice. Then we have the Two of Cups. Fourth card is the Ten of Wands. And the fifth card is the Devil. Okay, the Star. This is the Star of renewal, hope, bringing something new to the table. The whole point of the letting go process. The Sun shines in the darkness. It shines a light in the darkness. This is that laser focus that, or this, spotlight. That's the word I want. Shining a spotlight on what is in the darkness. What is it that we're trying not to look at, or we're just completely ignoring? Or what is it that we need to look at, but it hasn't come to our attention yet? Two of Cups. Cups, emotions, so heartfelt partnerships. And that can be with yourself. Your relationship with others improves when you improve your relationship with yourself. And I'm also being given the message about trying to talk other people into your way of thinking. Not going to happen. You say what you need to say and you move on. They are either going to come around to your point of view or they're not. You have no control over that. So keep focusing on yourself. I promise you, when you focus on yourself, everything else falls into place. And I don't mean being selfish. I just mean being diligent in self-care. Okay, and then we had the Ten of Wands. That's about a heavy burden. So you're being asked to put that burden down. You don't have to carry. Okay? Put it down, lighten your load. And then we have the Devil. And I always say, the Devil is about making a choice. Are we going to take the easy road and take the Devil's hand? Or are we going to take the harder road and walk away? And that they like to tell me the devil's in the details. Okay. And we have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. So this is about standing your ground. Maybe there's a person, place, thing, or situation you need to stand your ground on or with. I mean, that's a way of release. That's a way of, sometimes you just got to walk away. Then we have the Five of Pentacles. So this is about feeling left out in the cold. That is an illusion. That is not true. You are not left out in the cold. And for many of you, you are not like everybody else. You're not a sheep. You don't think the way other people think. You don't do the things other people do and the way that they do them. And it's okay. You don't need permission to be yourself. You give yourself permission. Because the universe, God, source, spirit, you've already got that permission. And then finally, the Six of Swords. Excellent. This is about moving on, moving forward, being propelled forward, or being compelled forward, sometimes being pushed forward. I prefer to do that on my own. Thank you. I'm not very fond of the universe doing for me what I can't do for myself. Okay. That is deck number 2. Finally, deck number 3 is our doggy tarot. Okay. Okay, so these don't have the normal wands or cups or swords or pentacles. They have doggy-related items to represent wands, cups, swords, and pentacles. First card out is the Queen of Pentacles. Second card out is Nine of Swords. Third is the Magician. Fourth is the Four of Pentacles. I have to check my little key for which is which as far as wands, cups, swords, and pentacles. Okay. First out, they wanted 2 here apparently. Eight of Pentacles. The Chariot. Okay, and we'll pull some off the top in a minute. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is meticulous. She's grounded. She thinks things through. She makes plans. She's not in a big hurry. Because she has nothing to lose. Okay, so Queen of Pentacles, that's a message card. Stay grounded. Stay true to yourself. Then we have the Nine of Swords. Okay, so the Nine of Swords is sometimes about a nightmare situation, but look, he's got the bones of the sword. So the bones he's got are half eaten or mostly eaten, and he put himself in a pickle. So this eclipse energy, what is it that you're doing to yourself? What are we doing to ourselves on an individual level? What are we doing to ourselves? Are we setting ourselves up? Are we making things harder for ourselves? Okay, so that sounds like something that needs to be looked at for this deck. We have the Magician, pulling a rabbit out of our hat. Okay, thank you. So now this isn't the Strength card, obviously, but they're telling me finding the, creating the strength, creating an opportunity to take care of business, to release what we need to release so that we are able to move forward. Transmuting one form of energy into another, transmuting that bad juju into the good juju. Okay. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. So that's about, look, he's, I thought he was stepping on it, I'm sorry. Four of Pentacles is about hanging on to something too tightly. It's about trying too hard. It's about being afraid of loss. About being afraid that there's something that, you know, if we let go of this, then we won't have this or that or the other. That's not the way that works, okay? We let go of something that is no longer for us, doesn't serve our highest purpose, okay? And we make room for something that does. So this is about letting go. And we have the Eight of Pentacles, adaptation, learning how to adapt, learning a new skill, learning how to go without that person, place, thing, or situation that we don't want to let go of. The Chariot again in this deck, okay? The Chariot. Movement forward. Moving through chaos. Can be about running away as well. I feel more like it's about moving through something very quickly. Not so much with the trying to get away, but moving through something very quickly. Moving through the process of letting go very quickly. And one off the top we have I guess those are bones. Three of Pentacles, okay. That's about a collaboration, working together. That would be a Leo thing. Learning how to work with others. It's about community. Collaboration, community. Asking for help. Then we have the Three of Cups. Hey, big puppies. Three of Cups. Three of Cups is about celebration. Okay, so that's about once you just make that decision to let go of whatever it is you need to let go of, and you know, one thing at a time. It's again, it's not a race. One thing at a time. But once you make that decision, you're going to feel better. You're going to feel lighter. Okay. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles for the final card. Ace of Pentacles. Aces are new beginnings. Because you let go of something that needed to be let go of. New beginning. Abundant beginnings. Not necessarily financial, but abundance in whatever form that takes for you. I do have a lot of pentacles here, though. You know, I said that this was the, pardon me, I don't use this deck often. I said that this was what, the Three of Pentacles, but it's a Three of Swords. He has bones. Sorry about that. Three of Swords is about betrayal or pain. So letting go, I feel like it's more about pain, the pain of letting something go, which doesn't change the reading at all. Pain of letting something go, you do it anyway, and there's that celebration and a new beginning with the Ace of Pentacles. I thought something was fishy. All right, we had got you Moonology. Let's get you a repeating angel number. You know what? Oh, we're going to get you an affirmation for badasses card. So we're still breathing, so we're badasses. And this one is, I truly cannot see that. Making mistakes is better than faking perfections. I like that. All right, folks, there you go. Thanks for showing up. I'll put out a video for Friday or Saturday, the Love and Money for the collective. The Everybody's Love and Money reading. Friday or Saturday, okay? All right, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for the likes and the comments. They do not go unnoticed, and it helps the algorithms, by the way. But you're really trying to grow this channel. All right? Step away from the politics a little bit and grow this channel. All right, you guys. I'll see you in the funny papers.